And I kick it back. Calling to order the council meeting of Wednesday, June 24th. Please call the roll.
Mr. Schmidt?
Here.
Ms. Swords? Here. Mr. Modi?
Here.
Ms. Bowden? Here. Mr. Lemay?
Yeah.
Mr. Gentile?
Here.
Colonel Rack?
Good evening, everyone. Glad you're here. Our first agenda item would be to request any audience comments.
Do you
Are
want to do
there-
the flag?
Oh, we forgot the See, I should have sat down. Told Sheila I wasn't going to sit down, so I don't forget the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Maybe we should start.
There you go. Like a ball heart.
Now we will move to audience comments. Are there?
Yeah, I have. For the splash park, after the discussion previously, three things came to mind. One, in Ohio law requires fencing around, and it's going to be adjacent to the park or the play area there. Does that have fencing? Will we fence the whole area just to be consistent? Second, will there be changing rooms there? Because I've observed most residents drive, park in the city hall parking lot, cross the bridge, go use the facilities. Do you want kids in wet bathing suits getting back in your car? I think changing rooms would be a good idea. And lastly, being a child in the 50s, our splash pad was a front lawn with sprinklers, either the rotating one, the one that waved back and forth. And we'd be out there with, like I had a collie dog, we'd be out there with our dogs running through and stuff. And the weather we're gonna get next week, hot, humid, that was a life-saving thing for the dogs. Would dogs be allowed into the splash pad during hot weather, with their best friend, their kids? Those are my comments.
Thank you.
Grace Barber, 3000 Shaker Boulevard. Thank you, Mayor. Today, we saw a survey crew out there marking the utilities again for the gas line on Shaker Boulevard. So hopefully within the next month or so, that'll move ahead.
William Thompson, 30500 Providence. I have two remarks, one's off the cuff, but they're both brief. One, I really appreciate the comment section being moved to the front like this because we get a chance to chime in before you talk about something. I'd like to, in the future, please consider adding resident comments at the end. Also, provided that you're not just rehashing what you already said at the start, or discussing new business, like suggestions for next week, or responding to something that was said in the meeting. And I trust the moderator to keep everybody under wraps, because often I've wanted to say something at the end of the meeting, and I can't. So, food for thought. Second topic. There's I believe there's a budget amendment on the agenda for tonight. Please tell me that's true. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I am speaking in support of the budget amendment. In 2023, the county conducted a community survey of residents on a variety of subjects, including desired improvements. And as we know very well, walkability was the number one ask across every age group. Page 21 of the report, I copied it right here, lists Fairmount, Brainerd, Cedar, Gates Mills right next to Lander, Shaker, and South Woodland. We received over 1,400 responses from all over the city in every age group, newcomers to the city, as well as multi-generational people. That many responses and 95% statistical confidence, the findings are within 1%. It's the nerdy math there. In other words, very solid picture of what the residents actually want. If surveys aren't your thing, residents have spoken to the ballot box twice. Issue 65 and then in the last round of elections. If data is not your thing, we have stories too. Almost every day we're running into people that, hey, what do you think about the sidewalks? Well, I was originally against them, but I really like them now. That's really cool. And almost, you can also see the progress with your own eyes. The first phase of the Gates Mills Boulevard Trail is already amazing. When phase 2 is complete, the city will have 2 miles of linear park, completing the transformation of a once upon a time landfill into the crowning jewel of Pepper Pike. That's so impressive. The residents of the city have said what they want clearly, repeatedly, and decisively. This budget amendment is the city keeping its promise. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, sir. We will now move on to approval of the council minutes of May 20th and 27th. Can I first have a motion for approval of the May 20th minutes?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Ms. Swartz?
Yes.
Mr. Bodie?
Yes.
Ms. Godich? Yes. Mr. Lemay?
Abstain?
Mr. Gentile?
Yes.
Colonel Wright?
Yes.
Next, I ask for a motion for the approval of the May 27th minutes.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Ms. Swartz? Abstain. Mr. Bodie?
Yes.
Ms. Godich? Yes. Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gentile?
Yes.
Colonel Wright?
Yes.
Great. Next, we move on to reports from the committees and department heads. Mr. Schmidt, we just had a finance committee.
Yeah,
Would
we
you like
just
to
had,
report on?
we just had the finance committee, before this meeting. We reviewed the, 2026 budget amendment. There was unanimous support to advise council to approve the amendment, including a small additional adjustment to add, money for, a sidewalk snow blower. And we also reviewed the 2027 tax budget. And again, there was unanimous support from the committee to advise council to go ahead and approve the 2027 tax budget.
Thank you. Any other committees meet since last quarter? Mr. Moore?
Yeah, we had the City Futures Committee second meeting. High level, we went over the, as Mr. Thompson, to the survey results from 2023 countywide, and we recognized the common theme while folks are talking about, for example, dog parks or community pool. There's a common theme of community space and improvements there. So we're gonna try to see if we can articulate what that looks like as a vision and share that back with council. That's one tangible idea.
Thank you.
Your planning commission, but I don't know, did you touch on it last week? I don't think so.
We did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So planning commission met on June 1st, which feels like a long time ago now.
It was so long ago last week.
Yeah, we just discussed two things. One was the ordinance regarding the parking spaces, parking on lawns and curbs and things like that. And the other one was, discussing the fence ordinance. My only real takeaway from it was, we kind of talked about, for the parking, whether it would be sort of too strict and, the commission, kind of came down on the side of the way it is written leaves discretion to the building department or, yes, we understand that there are gonna be one-offs here and there. The intent is to have it, be able to be used to enforce people who are perpetually parking in spots that aren't allowed. So I think that, the planning commission was supportive of both ordinances as written.
Thank you, Ms. Ritter.
One note for road
We
construction
also
committee.
had the fence review.
Yes,
Public hearing.
yes, and that was no big
That was
comments,
also
right? Yeah.
Approved by the planning commission.
And we did not meet this month, road and infrastructure, but we'll meet before the next meeting. Next meeting will be on July 13th at 0800 downstairs. And it's going to be a packed agenda. We always welcome anyone from council as well as any residents to come to that. So we're definitely going to get the architect back for another brief to council. And we hope to have a large discussion on the intersection study and see how that's going and then keep moving with all of our other projects. So lots of exciting things in road infrastructure.
Thank you, Council. Just to make sure council is uniformly aware of next steps on both that fence ordinance and the parking ordinance. City has noticed a public hearing for those in July. And until that public hearing, is that at our first meeting next month, Sheila? The public hearing is
On
coincident
July-
with the first
July 15th.
council meeting?
Yeah.
So that will take place, and then we'll restore it to the council agenda after that public hearing.
This is a question on the parking. Is there some language about repeated or persistent parking in your tree lawn, or is there anything like that that you could put a finger on to say?
No, it's a violation. It's the enforcement decision. For example, if somebody's having a party or something like that, you
Right.
notify the police, there'll be a temporary situation. They can not enforce it if they know that the idea is to stop people from doing it continuously
Yeah,
on a
that's-
regular basis. And I suspect the first offenses will always be warnings of letting people know that they're in violation. Prohibition.
We'll try to educate first.
Yeah. Okay. Just,
It's like any violation we have.
Yeah.
We give warnings all the time where
right.
they could have enforced an ordinance at first blush, but the practice is we always try to educate.
But the thesis is that if it's temporary for Thanksgiving or whatever it is,
We're not, no one's
not an
getting
issue.
bothered.
But is there a reason not to put something like that, or is it just too hard to draft? Something that says, routine or you're doing it every day. That's what we're worried about, right? Rather than,
A word like episodic.
yeah, right, or.
Well, the goal is also to be able to enforce it at first blush in some situations. I know there may not be a repeated episode where, on the first time, it may be a situation like we have someone with a car parked in their front lawn saying, buy this car. And we don't permit that, and we say, well, you gotta move that, and we have been told.
It just bothers me a bit to draft
Yeah.
ordinance we know will be violated, and we're okay with it being violated.
Yeah.
It just kind of rankles me a little bit. We wouldn't,
I understand what you're saying. We can always think, well,
it's like, okay, I'm gonna go violate the law now, but I hope it's okay. It's just, if there was a way to draft around that, and also telling the residents that, no, keeping your car there is not okay, but on Thanksgiving, whatever the holiday is, or something like your daughter's wedding.
Right.
One time for a short period of
right,
time.
those are exactly the situations where we've never enforced it.
Yeah, okay.
You could put that in the ordinance again, right? Episodic.
If there's some word to just get that notion, that's,
Mr. Gentile, hold on. Mr. Gentile.
With the example that somebody just gave, is there a prohibition against putting your car in your driveway with a for sale sign? Or just on the lawn?
I can't answer it off the cuff.
If it's on the driveway, it's permissible. The problem, this particular ordinance is getting rid of parking on the grass.
I feel like we should prohibit somebody wants to sell their car and stick it in their driveway.
Like we had a recent incident of someone parking their car very prominent in the corner lot and not moving it for many, many days.
I understand.
Okay, we're good. Department head, any other committees? I don't think so. Department heads, anything? Welcome back, Chief. Frazier. We'll get to you, Mr. Donovan.
Oh, I know, but that branch shipping starts July 6th, week July 6th,
Okay.
next round of branch shipping.
Oh, that's important. We'll make sure that we send out another announcement regarding that. Mr. Shi, tell us how our Gatesville project's going.
The pavement is down. Trail is looking good. You have driven by or taken a look, so all the seating and everything will be ready. Grass, just grass, this is landscape application. And we are going to be by Cedar, we're going to be doing some work with the pavement grade, island, pedestrians across.
Thank you.
It looks really nice.
no surprises?
Not really, conditions pretty good. Service department did a great job. We moved some trees around, we got some nice trees planted. Everything's been smoothed out and looks pretty natural. So we do have another package. We'll have a landscape package for the hardscape for the walls and then more detailed plantings, but that's a package.
I don't know what you call it, but I don't know, the thresholds, the ramps, are those all done?
The stuff on the circle was done over last Friday, report. There still might be a couple, they're still doing some things. There's a couple that are gonna be done as part of the audit.
Still trying for the 4th?
It's basically over right now. People are walking on the gravel, so.
They are.
On phase 1, I noticed all the grasses were mowed. Was that part of the plan? Was that in response to resident comments? Because I know we had gotten some people.
No, it's part of the
It's
plan.
part of the
Okay,
plan, yeah.
okay.
There's a cover crop basically that kicks in, it's the really tall stuff that we saw. That gets knocked down, and then there's another sort of healthier lower grass that's like, the tall stuff is actually just a view, so we won't see it come back to first.
Gotcha. Okay. I like those, the little midpoint rescue areas. I didn't think that those, it doesn't seem like a terribly long distance, but like my kids and I, we pull off, we take a little rest
Yeah.
halfway down. It's really
Sip the
nice.
water bottle, tie the shoe, whatever.
Totally, yeah.
Yes, following up our last conversation, I'll throw it in now instead of waiting till the end. We're proceeding with the bench program, as you know, and I'll be sending out an announcement to residents if they want to sponsor a bench. That we're working out the final pricing. Because how it is, we're just talking about passing on whatever our costs are for the bench, commemorative plaque that someone can have an appropriate thing written on it.
There's written some regulations about appropriate on that, Mr. Mayor.
There will be an editor involved, but it should be okay. I'm not anticipating anything too dramatic.
We get a lot of interest, we'll increase the number of benches, is that?
Yes,
Or increase the price.
We've already identified probably double the amount of benches we
Cool.
do. And I've already had someone ask me if they want to buy a bench. So, okay, anything else? We'll move on to resolution 2026-22. This is authorizing the mayor to apply to ODNR Nature Works program. This is the 2023 Splash Pad Initiative Revisited. This is, we have a presentation since most of you were not on council at the time. We're seeing the first iteration. It's been updated a bit, and the price rose from, and let me say, this is simply a grant application. This is not a decision to proceed with the park. This is not a decision to proceed with a vendor for the park. In order to be responsible about it, we want to have someone give us ideas as to what it costs and what some ideas might be. But ultimately, this would require a bidding process for the contracting, and we have to do it right in the appropriate way. But this is a first step to obtain grant support for the project. If council chooses to proceed with it, is to apply for this ODNR Nature Works grant. And that grant requires a council resolution supporting the grant application. So that is why we're here tonight, seeking that support of the application for the grant. And to inform you as to what it looks like, I am pleased to introduce Service Director John Donovan, who will make his first council presentation on this.
You said everything that I was gonna say.
Well, then, thank you, John, for being here tonight, and we'll move on.
Fred Flintstone computer.
Cecil, thank you, all right?
It does, why is
You're
Oh, yeah, it's all the way at the end, huh? Let's just scroll through. Come look, everybody.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And you should have a copy of this at
Yes.
your places. All set?
All right, thanks for the opportunity to discuss the potential investment for our park system. I know you're all wondering what it is. For a splash pad, this is one thing that is not utilized here in our parks, that we don't have anything for summertime use, for families to come to and enjoy. We have a linear park now for Gates Mills. We have our playground and pavilion area, and the splash pad is just an added amenity to the park system for enhancement. Looking to go through the ODNR NatureWorks grant for this. They've been around since, I believe it was 93, if I remember correctly. The state issued bond for improvement grants such as this. We've received so far that I know of, and unless there's others that I'm not aware of, but 3 grants from ODNR already for our parks. That was for the pavilion, the playground, and the bathroom that are outside there in the parking lot. So this is a 4th attempt for our city to utilize these grant funds for splash park. It's 75% reimbursement eligibility, which is a huge savings when taking out projects this size. The location for the splash pad is at Pepper Pike Park, next to the playground. We're looking at a 30-foot diameter splash pad there, where just jets are in the ground, no overhead dumping buckets, something like that. So it's a good location in that park, because that does get utilized very often, especially in the summer months. If you drive by, you see the playground filled with children and the pavilion as well. Some of the enhancements is expand the recreational use of our parks by adding a splash pad over there. It's a long-lasting amenity, low maintenance for the cost, and like I said, it's one thing for the summertime that we don't have that can be utilized. Some of the benefits of a splash park: encourages outdoor lifestyles, engagement with your fellow residents. Kids have a good time, families come out. Just being outside alone is the best benefit. And on a hot day, get a little mist on you, get a little cool down. From the community surveys that we conducted 3 years ago, this was one of the top line items next to the walkways. So we're trying to look for the funding to carry on what was already voted on for people of the surveys to keep enhancing our parks. And this project, by going through the grant funding, allows just minimal tax dollar use for this. For the grant, we said it's a 75% match, so 25% would be on the city's cost. Staffing, like labor, anything that the city may do to create, maybe prep the area, can all be added toward the cost of the grant as well. Man hours, equipment usage, things like that. So if the search department had to do grading, we can incorporate that into the loan as well for coverage. This equipment's very safe to use. There's no standing water on here on these types of splash pads. One of those we're looking at is a recirculating splash pad. That's where water's not being discharged back into the sanitary lines that are used. It's chemically treated. These are very safe. I do not believe a fence is required around them. I can look into that, but I wasn't sure. I thought they weren't because of the flat surface and the jets in the ground and no standing water. I didn't think it required a fence. You may be correct. Definitely look into that. Some of the license requirements by the Board of Health is you have to have an annual park license for $275 a year, which is very, very minor cost. Chemicals do get tested twice a day to make sure they're at the proper levels. It's on here too. Look at it. It's not required. I thought I saw it on there. It's not required for this type of splash pad.
John, would you want one just to keep animals out of this place? Like dogs, obviously.
Only dogs, because depending on what you have, you can still have deer that can jump over there, or potentially.
I'm also thinking if you're at the park with your kids, you don't actually want them in the splash pad. You know,
I've seen so many of these that don't have fences around.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk in some downtown areas have these things, and they're there. You have to be careful you don't accidentally walk into them.
Yeah.
So
I think if it becomes an issue, we can always act.
It's true.
I think it's because of no standing water. I believe it's the reason
Yeah,
why
that's-
no fence
that's
is
right.
required.
It's not required. Some local communities do require it by ordinance. So it's policy choice whether you want to have that or not. It's not legally required.
No fence and out of there.
I mean, you never know what issues are gonna come up, if something comes up that's troubling.
Here's just a maintenance example between the two different systems. The top one there for the 15,000 is the annual maintenance for the recycling system, and for the regular the drainaway system, you look below, that's almost $60,000 for annual maintenance. So your upfront cost for the recycling splash pad is a bit higher for install, but your overall maintenance cost is significantly less. You can see the breakdown in there.
So it's 60 plus 15.
60 for
versus-
one.
60
Versus.
15.
These are
The drainaway is, the drainaway system is $60,000 a year in maintenance, and the recycling system, what we'd like to go with.
Those are two different ways to do it.
Based on some of the things we're doing sustainability wise, we would definitely want to go with
Yeah.
recycled water, right?
It's environmentally, it's a terrible idea for us to go pumping.
Absolutely.
Right.
Gallons of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a light floor option for a splash pad, so not to go with just concrete. This is a soft sponge floor, similar to the flooring that's at our playground. So kids fall on it, not falling on hard concrete, you have a little bit of absorbent, not getting stuck toes on the concrete. So this is an option here for roughly $60 to $100 a square foot extra for that type of flooring.
Square feet are we talking?
It's a 30-foot diameter, right? It's the overall. Yeah, 30-foot diameter.
What's the life of the vinyl flooring? Is it vinyl or?
Square.
No, it's kind of like a rubberized material. The water will pass through, but I believe it's like a 10-year
It says 5-year warranty, 10-year expected lifespan.
lifespan. That very similar to what we have at our playground.
Okay, gotcha. And it says installed in modular tile section, so if something wears, you don't have to replace the whole thing.
And honestly, I've seen enough kids wipe out on the hard surface. But I mean, it's just brutal, so this is really, really nice and soft, yeah.
We had the same work done at our playground. We had to have a section of that rubberized flooring removed because there was cracking. And the company that came back out did a very good job tying in the seam. It's not that noticeable. So I was like, oh gosh, you're gonna see something stand out, and so it really did a good job.
So that, did anybody else computed that flooring, I'm coming up with 72 grand just for that flooring? You said per square foot, right?
That sounds high.
60 to
$60 per foot.
more expensive than a tile for your house.
What's that?
Is there a cap on the grants? For reimbursement?
150 is usually what they cap at.
150,000.
150,000. Here's the proposed location at the park. You see the playground at the bottom. This is the best location where splash pad would go.
How many trees do you anticipate losing?
3, 4, or 3rd, I believe.
There may have been a, when we looked at it in 23, there may have been a cotton, but it was, I don't even know if that cotton was there.
That might be going.
And then I'm curious, I'm terrible at like, you know, the geography part of it, but like what time of the day would this tend to get the most sun?
It's on the southern end of the playground. It would be like, if you picture a playground, there's basically a big open area. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think like if it's like shaded after school, then, you know.
That I don't know.
Okay.
The, right now, that's the area to consider because it's so immediately adjacent to the playground. Some overheated hot little kid. It's not on all the time. You push them, like a foot button or something.
I'll reserve it for later anyways, kind of. Yeah.
So, if someone wants their kid just to run through the spring, because it's like, it's in the bottom of the ground, go cool off from that.
Got it.
Here's conceptual of what the splash pad would look like. And here's one with it next to our playground, so you get a better look.
So is the water chlorinated?
It's chemically treated
It's like a swimming.
through its own system.
Is it recorded or is it something recorded?
It's like pool water.
Yeah, it's like
It's pool water. basically.
Were there other alternatives to like that proposed design that were explored?
As far as what you said, design
Like were
like
there
look,
like a handful of designs that were considered like this is our front runner, or was this just a starting point that we would expand on?
this, we're expanding on this. I mean, we were given options of different, like, dumping buckets and stuff like that on, onto this, but trying to keep it as simple as possible.
Okay.
So basically you have heads, the way these things are constructed, there are heads, like the ones head down in circles. And you can attach, some of these things that these giant purple and pink flowers.
Yeah.
We are not looking to do that. We want some, I think it needs to be more modest and the feel of what our playground and park is. So far as your question, were others looked at? I think that at the time that this proposal was first generated to give us a basis to present, there were at least two, maybe three companies. I know there were two. There may have been three companies that were inquired about. This is one of the leading. There aren't forever numbers of companies that do this. And this is one of the leading contractors who do it. So they're nice enough to give us a proposal without knowing that we're not bidding on something at this point. And there were a couple of contractors at least available to do this.
Are you right available, easy water source?
Yes. Yeah, right up the old, the access road.
Okay.
What happens, let's say this gets ODS, is there a separate process to finalize design?
This,
That comes.
Tonight is only-
Or not?
tonight is only to apply for grant funding.
Mhm.
And then from there, then it'd be expounded upon with design. It's just to see what opportunity of funding we can get through the grant. But it's not for construction.
Once the grant is approved, let's say, then do you have a time clock on how much time you have to use it or to build it? What's that window?
In a year.
It's either a year or 18 months, and it's from when the contract is finalized with the city, because the city would have to accept the funds officially. So, say you got the grant later part of this year, and you sign the contract in March. Usually you have like at least 18 months.
Okay. My second part of my question is, and I don't want to go down red hole here, but I want to caution us on the design. I think there is a groundswell interest on the overall playground, what it offers today versus what residents are wanting and seeing from other communities. So I would advocate we look at this project holistically with the rest of the park and figure out a plan for that.
I think that makes a lot of sense, and even feel like, you know, just anecdotally, people want more, right?
I agree with that. SKW would be a great resource, just start with ideas on what else could we put there besides a splash pad or in addition to the splash pad. And just find out, we don't have much space, so there's not a lot of room, so we have to pick well. And implementing this splash pad, and what else room do we have left, what other stuff, and how to optimize that. I think that's.
So I know, a year ago, MKSK came in and gave us the like overview of what a big like sort of master plan would be, right? Would it be possible to talk to them, engage them in just like a smaller, like we're not talking about all our public spaces, big master campus plan, really just like a discrete, like let's look at the park. And, you know, because I mean, we've sort of been talking about like the trail through the woods, you know, there's like all these different pieces.
You know,
And they, absolutely, and I know they will tailor to the size of a project that
Yeah.
you would ask them to consider.
And this doesn't impact applying for the grant, right? Because we could sort of do
No,
that,
they're
like
two-
do
those are two
that and
separate
then
things.
engage
Right.
them sort of in
Two separate
tandem
things.
as we
So-
wait.
And I think to that, to your point, Sandy, if we want to expand or change the playground a little bit and, you know, kind of put a different master plan. Now, we have two pieces, right, that we know now. We would have the splash pad and what we currently have. And if we want to modify, add, change, we have time to do that after we get the grant and before we go to final design and construction.
How old's the playground's not that old?
Say it again?
The playground is not that old,
The
right?
playground is within the last 10 years.
Yeah,
It's in good shape too.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I'll give you the soundbite. I've been hearing, again, it's a soundbite, but this playground is great if you're bringing your grandparents and you're the grandparent. It's not always great for what you actually kids are wanting to do. I've been hearing some feedback like that.
I don't know what that means, you just said.
Okay, long story short, it means I think the playground, the actual stuff there, the equipment, can be significantly enhanced.
people see.
I think it's a lot of families like second or third choice, and so it's more out of convenience.
Yeah,
Yes,
and I mean,
thank
you know, people are looking at it compared to Orange and Beechwood, and that's probably not a fair comparison, especially with Beechwood, but I think there's room to, you know, just make it a little more exciting.
Well, and that's what I'm that was kind of my
Yeah.
questioning about what we can do with like the design aspect of it, because I don't want to put this in and then it still be secondary to someone else. Like, it should be able to sit at that intersection of like really fun for the kids and super convenient for us because it's in our backyard, and I don't want to miss the mark on that.
So I think you're right. The new kind of an overarching plan. We know what we have right now. If we put a splash pad, what else do we need to put in to enhance? Is kind of what you're saying over there, right?
Yeah, if
Sounds like a good thing for the future.
I'll pause there, yeah.
I can reach out to the company who put that playground in, because when these are designed, they're put in place to expand upon also.
Oh, okay.
Like one playground I did years ago, it was by a development with their kids, and it was designed to add onto as the kids got older. So they weren't just stuck doing the same things. And that's the same thing with this playground here. There are enhancements that can be done. So you reach out to them to see what's available to the playground. There are things that can be changed on it. It doesn't just stay the way it is.
And we do not need to deep dive into this right now, obviously, but real quick, there's I feel like there's been a trend in the past, say 5 to 10 years with more nature play. And I know people have been talking about the trails in the woods and stuff, and potentially even incorporating some features like, I don't know, just climbing stuff in the woods, whatever, not like that very traditional playground. I don't know. So, a lot of potential.
People like the zip line things, the rope climbs, they like this.
Yeah.
That other thing, it's like a slack rope.
Those are really hard.
Yeah, those are
Really
hard.
hard, yeah.
Those are very hard.
We don't do those.
Well, I'm super
That's
excited.
the
Thank you.
presentation. You're right. I think these are great ideas as to delving into what more can we, envision for the space. Applying for the grant does not commit us to building any splash pad, let alone one designed like this necessarily. But the support for the grant application is necessary. So I would ask for a motion to approve resolution 2026-22.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Ms. Swords?
Yes.
Mr. Bodie?
Yes.
Ms. Godek?
Yes.
Mr. Edelman?
Yes.
Mr. Gentile?
Yes.
Colonel.
Yes.
Next, we move on to asking a motion to allow the police chief to purchase and upfit a 2026 Jeep Gladiator in an amount not to exceed $75,000.
Sure. This was budgeted. It's for a multi-purpose vehicle. The primary function would be for the school resource, this is just a concept right here, but the primary functions for the school resource officer vehicle and also community outreach. Secondary would be, well, there's pickup truck space in the back of it. The 12 times a year that our officers need to close down roads and decent sections for either flooding during a storm, trees, power lines, or water main breaks. They're making multiple trips in a cruiser that it can only get a few cones in at a time. With this, we could keep it preloaded with barricades and cones and have it locked under a tonneau cover. And Todd, the school resource officer, would only use it during the day. So in the evenings when service is not here, they'd have access to it as a utility vehicle to easily close things down with one trip instead of making multiple trips and waiting for a service department worker to come in. We plan on keeping it about a decade, so it would be a low mileage vehicle. It'd be at all the trunk or treats, community outreach events. It's friendly for kids. It promotes school and community pride. And I think it'll be less than the 75,000 actually. It would not have a cage inside of it. It would have a radio, overhead lights, and then a rifle rack for the school resource officer during the day. So it would be parked at the school all day, available at night for utility purposes.
What does he use now? Just like a regular police car?
He uses an older police car, which we actually want back in our fleet. So
So
we
you
want
would
to
get
keep
that
that.
back?
We want to keep that
Okay.
because we only have 6 police cruisers right now. And we have at least 3 guys during the day driving them. We oftentimes, up to 20 times a year, have cars that need to get sent out to the dealership for repairs that only the dealership can do. And that can take days, or at times a week or more. Sometimes we have 2 cars that are being sent out. We have facilities in the community that want a police cruiser at times just parked there, even though they don't have a guy working a detail. They want it parked as a deterrent because they're worried about safety concerns. And then we have our guys working details where they're being paid by these facilities as well that are also parking a cruiser there. So we could use the extra cruiser. By comparison, comparable places around like Highland Heights, they have about 23 officers. We have 20. They have 8 marked cruisers and 4 unmarked cruisers. Orange always compared to, they have 10 marked cruisers and 3 unmarked cruisers. So we have the 6 marked and the 2 unmarked. So this would be what we need in terms of some insurance to make sure we have enough vehicles. We also volunteer with Edge for the accident investigation team. Guys need a vehicle when they're going to that call out as well. It would solve a lot of issues, and it would be great for the kids in the schools as well. It's very friendly for younger people.
Why, like a Jeep as opposed to fill in the blank with any other truck brand?
Yeah, everybody we talked to thought that this stood out the most and got the most attention in terms of young people. And also, our service department, I talked with them, a lot of our younger officers, I talked to as many people as I could, and everybody preferred the look of the Jeep as something eye-catching for the community, for kids to, engage an officer and just stand up. There's a lot of good communities that are doing this already with these outreach and school resource officer vehicles.
Is this in budget or not in budget?
Oh, yes, it's budgeted, yeah. And it wouldn't be like in the regular replacement rotation. This is something that we would keep a long time.
I love it. I love the paint job. I love the community policing aspect of this. This is I think it's a no-brainer. This is a really great idea about a police department.
Thank you, Chief, for bringing this forward. And if we have a motion authorizing the chief, he'll proceed with the purchase.
So moved.
There's no other discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Ms. Swords? Mr. Moody?
Yes.
Ms. Govic? Yes. Mr. Levine?
Yes.
Mr. Gentile?
Yes.
Colonel Rice?
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we move on to motion to award the 2026 asphalt program and authorizing us to enter into agreement with Radiac, which had their bids open last Friday.
Correct.
So Chief?
Yes, Roniak came in at $1,043,278. Very strong contractor. They've done our pavement maintenance programs in the past. They actually were going to pay maintenance on this trail. Their company, very competitive bid. Second low bidder was $6,000. Aggressive type.
How many bids did you get?
We had, 3. And the third bid was, 50.
This is the S.
This is the S.
Were you happy with that number of bidders?
Yeah, time of year, just, guys trying to figure out what's good for schedule. I think, we got very competitive bids. They were all tight. They were well below my estimate. The estimate was 1.3. 250,000.
All right.
So what are we gonna get with that?
That covers significant point repairs on Cedar. And it does includes the resurfacing of Belgrade that the sewer work is done. And picks up a little section of Pine Tree between South Woodland and Some that needs attention. And any other various point repairs throughout the city where we've got some wear and tear on roads.
So how much do you think it's gonna go to Cedar?
Cedar's probably gonna get 300,000 to 400,000.
Needs it.
And there's a couple other small streets in there, it's not big number.
Okay. Just wanted to check. Thank you.
I thought, wasn't it, weren't we talking about last week that Belgrade would be covered by the city of Cleveland for the work that was being done?
It's Trillium Trail, but this also includes the paving on Trillium Trail, but Trillium Trail, the water
Oh, okay,
is
okay.
City of Cleveland. Belgrade, pretty significant amount of that's being covered by sanitary sewer work is being covered by the regional sewer district. But then we're responsible for the pavement restoration once it's done. And we do know that when, these projects occur, the street, even if it's in pretty good shape, takes a beating from construction. So, to be in position.
What will be timeline for Cedar Point repairs?
Contractors looking to start, it's probably August, end of August is the timeline for them to start. I'll move through those pretty quickly. Once they mobilize, most of the repairs there will just be daily progression. They'll mill off 500 feet and put 500 feet of asphalt down.
All right. Would someone like to make a motion to award
So
this Roniak contract?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Swords, yes, Mr. Bodie,
Yes.
Ms. Govic, yes, Mr. Lemay.
Yep.
Mr. Gentili,
Yes.
Colonel Wright.
Yes.
Next, we'd entertain a motion to award the 26 Pepper Pike concrete repair program to TC Construction in an amount not to exceed $165,800. Mr. Shi?
Kind of a similar thing, we had three bidders, the second low was $2,000 more than the low bid. TC is an excellent concrete company, they've done repairs and lots of other building reconstruction projects, very capable, so glad to have them doing the work, they're a little bit under the estimate, and this gives us, the way we bid the items, gives us some flexibility if we do have a spot that blows up with this, you know, if we find it one of the side streets, they can address those as part of this program.
Any questions? Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Swords, yes, Mr. Bodie,
Yes.
Ms. Govic,
Yes.
Mr. Lemay,
Yes.
Mr. Gentili, Colonel Wright.
Yes.
Okay. Now we move on to ordinance 2026-18. This is our amendment to our appropriations ordinance previously adopted. It's on for first reading tonight. We'd be looking for a motion to suspend and then a motion to adopt it this evening. Mr. Schmidt has already reported about this. Are there any other questions regarding the budget?
I make a motion to suspend.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Swords, yes, Mr. Bodie,
Yes.
Ms. Govic, yes, Mr. Lemay,
Yes.
Mr. Gentili,
Yes.
Colonel Wright.
Yes.
All right, and a motion to adopt 2026-18.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Not hearing any, roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Swords, yes, Mr. Bodie,
Yes.
Ms. Govic, yes, Mr. Lemay,
Yes.
Mr. Gentili,
Yes.
Colonel Wright.
Yes.
The next, a resolution 2026-21, adopting the alternative tax budget of the city of Pepper Pike. Peter, do you want to just comment on this one? This is an annual thing that we do.
So this is a resolution we have to pass in order to help us get our property tax rates in effect, along with the amounts and rates resolution that we'll do later in the year. This is kind of a perfunctory thing that kicks off the budget process for the city for 2027. And we just have the numbers basically from the budget we just approved. And with that, we talked about it in the finance committee. If you have any questions about it, and I did want to ask about item 9, if that included. I know Mr.
Yeah, that would have included the addition of the
$100,000 for it.
Yeah.
It was moved
Okay.
when that was already in.
Yeah, if you have any questions, I'm happy.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and vote on this resolution.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Swords, yes, Mr. Bodie,
Yes.
Ms. Govic,
Yes.
Mr. Lemay,
Yes.
Mr. Gentili,
Yes.
Colonel Wright.
Yes.
Thank you, council. That concludes our legislative action for this evening. I'll make just a couple of comments about some topical things happening here in Pepper Pike. This Sunday, we will be having our Taste of Pepper Pike. The tent is being delivered tomorrow, Friday, and set up. We have many returning vendors, some new vendors. Ticket sales are robust, they're going well. I sent out a letter today trying to encourage people who had maybe not attended it before, because as we look at the attendance, who's buying tickets,
there's some new people, but it's, many returning people who have been there and recognize what a great event it is. So I tried to encourage people in my letter of today to, if you haven't tried it, this is a great year to do it. We reduced our ticket price a little to recognize the inflationary times that we're living in and make it slightly more affordable for anyone who wants to come as a couple. Of course, it's an adults-only event. There is alcohol served at it, beer and wine, and I hope everyone can make it out for the Taste of Pepper Pike. It'll have Mike Patrone's band has become the sound of the taste, and it's great music, and I think everyone enjoys them being there.
How have the ticket sales been?
They're they're very good. They're very good. We probably have over 500 people coming to the event right now.
What's the capacity? Is there capacity?
Let you know.
We have a very large tent.
Great.
We will cut off the ticket sales on Friday because these are vendors who need to plan,
Yeah.
and we'll give them a final count. So in that sense, yes, tickets are going fast, and the ticket sales will turn off. There are no ticket sales in the door. So if you want it, people need to order their tickets. Also, we're having a what I hope will be a fun, and I'm sure it'll be a modest July 4th parade up Gates Boulevard. We thought about different types of things. We have so much going on. It was hard to impose on our staff to plan another big event. But a parade, an old style parade going up Gates Boulevard seemed an appropriate and healthy thing to do for everyone. So I'm encouraging basically kids to come out and decorate their bicycles. If you have an old classic car, or even not even a new car, so you just want to ride in a parade, you're welcome to do it. And I've reached out to the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, and hopefully people will show up and do it. If you're going to another parade, ours is at 10 o'clock, and I think there hopefully is plenty of time to come and proceed behind our fire truck and with our police escort, bringing up the rear, and make sure everyone's safely off the street at the end, and the kids can come back on Gatesville's Trail. The ambition initially was, and I really pushed on to get this thing done by July 4th, and all of a sudden it became a long distance to have some little kids riding a bike all the way out, and then all the way back in. So thanks for coming through though, Don. I appreciate it. And but we're gonna stop the parade at Lander instead of at Cedar. But people can always take a further walk at Cedar. But a fun part can be, I've encouraged people to come to our park afterwards. Bring some snacks, picnic, whatever, and just hang out with family and neighbors for an hour or whatever. And enjoy yourself before you move on to your family event. And we could all use a little old time community right now. So, I hope everyone can make it out for that. And I'm going to cut it off there so far as any of my comments. Council, have you any comments?
I have one thing. I went to the Ursuline College Juneteenth event, and I just want to recommend that if anyone who hasn't been to their art gallery, it's so unexpected. It's absolutely beautiful. They have a person who's in charge of curating the exhibits. They have 4 a year. Right now there's one focused around kind of the Juneteenth theme, just really vibrant. I think mostly Northeastern Ohio artists, if I am understanding correctly. And I think the hours are, they're not maybe the greatest hours, like Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 5 or something like that. But if you're out and it's open, it's just kind of like tucked right in the middle of campus. Really beautiful.
Thank you, and Jackie was more than modest. I was out of town that weekend. Usually, annually, I give a little speech and address to the event. And because I was out of town, I was unable to be there, and very graciously, Jackie stepped in. Our vice mayor was unavailable. He was out of town, and so Jackie, I think Mr. LeMay did it one year, but I was out of town.
It's really nice.
It was a great event.
Yeah.
It's better than it was.
It is. It exceeds your
It does
expectations,
exceed
doesn't
my
it?
expectations. Yes, it
And
did.
so Jackie jumped right in, and the report I received back from the college was that she was magnificent. Thank you very much for jumping in. It's a very important holiday. It commemorates a lot of things. I'm very proud that our city partners with Ursuline College to support this program on June 19th. Anyone else? Then we'll move on to a motion to adjourn to executive session for the purpose of discussing the appointment and compensation of city employees. Can we have a motion?
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Swartz. Yes. Mr. Moby.
Yes.
Ms. Bodie. Yes. Mr. Lemay.
Yes.
Mr. Gentile.
Yes.
Colonel Rice.
Yes.
There will be no further public business discussed following the adjournment of the executive session, so the public need not hang around, and we will stay adjourned.
All right, we'll just need Steve and Peter to stay, and everybody else can just clear it off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do that.